Good morning. I'm Sandy Walden from Serenity, your master grief coach. I wanted to pop on here for a few moments, and if you're joining me, please say hello. Let me know what you think, what your experiences have been. If you listen to this as a replay, would you do me a favor? Type in replay. But again, share what your thoughts and your experiences are because it makes the conversation much richer and it helps all of us to find our way. As you know, I'm always coming on here talking about walking that path through grief into healing. And this is still September, so there's still an awful lot of focus on suicide prevention and suicide awareness. I talk a lot about that because my personal experience has been experienced deepest grief when my youngest son ended his own life back down at the end of 2010. I'm comfortable saying the word suicide because I don't believe in any shame or stigma. Mike was an amazing young man, and I will celebrate him for as long as there's breath in my body. Something that I hear quite often from clients and people I talk to in general is that people don't care. I've been abandoned. I need to write them off. I'm hurt. I'm angry. And that's fair. Let me tell you, it's completely fair. Not that you're abandoned, but that you're hurt and angry. I've had my own experiences. Um, there were two people that I think of immediately that I thought would be in my life for many years. One had been a very close friend for a long time. And both of these people, for reasons of their own, chose simply to exit my life. There was no more response to a text, an email, a phone call. I even wrote letters. Not to chastise them in any way, but to find out why. What had I said? What had I done? Because guess what? It's a really human experience to think if somebody has written me off, it must be my fault. It must be my fault. I was abandoned and it hurt. In fact, it hurt like hell. Let me be really honest. I had to grieve that loss. These were people who meant an awful lot to me. Why did they go away? I don't know. But it took me a while, quite a while, to get past that hurt and that anger and to focus on what the relationships meant to me. This is something we work through when I work with my clients. And if you'd like to work with me as your coach, this is something we work through. It's not something we do in an hour, it's a process. The hurt had to be expressed in safe, healthy ways. And then for me, it was about expanding that experience. It was about going back to what these relationships meant to me. Wow, they were both really important to me. And there are other relationships that ended after my son died as well, where people just, I was no longer part of their life. I can make up reasons, and that's what I would be doing because I don't know why. So for me, a lot of this became what did these people mean to me and why were they important to me? They were important because of the conversations we had. They were important because we laughed together. We shared together. All of the things that made that relationship important were things I wanted to honor because they still are always important. We experience grief, we experience hurt because someone or something that's important to us ends or goes away. I didn't want to diminish the gratitude I had for that time that we spent together. As I say, this is very much a process. For me, I've come to a place where I think of these people with immense gratitude and appreciation for the time they were in my life. Why it ended? I don't know. It took me a while, quite a while, to realize and be okay, to accept that I was never going to have that information. That's theirs. I don't have to like it. And no, I don't. But I can appreciate what the relationship gave to me. I can honor and love and send them gratitude for the time we spent together. That will never be diminished, that will never go away. So that's me visiting my past and honoring it in my future and taking it further. I wish them joy. I wish them love. I wish to have new relationships that are just as important to me and maybe more full. This is a process. It doesn't happen like that, but it can happen. This too is part of walking our journey through grief into healing. If you'd like to know how I can work with you and how I can support you on your journey, send me a private message. I'm happy to set up a time with you. In the meantime, I'd love to know what's felt okay for you. How have you moved past in a way that feels okay and is healing? How have you moved past abandonment? How have you found a place to peace? For me, that's forgiveness. It's understanding that what is probably part of my path. There's something for me to learn, and there's so much for me to appreciate. That is healing. I wish you a day of gentle peace and healing. Namaste.